Good morning, traders. I'm Ricky Gaspard, and I'm the one that's going to be hosting this morning. Apologize for my absence the last few days. I've been extremely sick. I'm getting better. Had to take a few days off, got to the point where I couldn't talk. But I think I'm coming out of it now. So we'll be watching this volume spike indicator this morning. We'll be watching for these numbers to increase in green. That means they're going up. If they're increasing in red, they're going down. We'll be confirming that the volume, this is the current volume for this bar. We'll be confirming that it has enough volume to get in and get out safely. And I determine that by a good volume flow, not just a few shares traded and a pause. I've been writing a new system. This is like the ultimate indicator right here, and I decided to incorporate it into a new system and call it the master, maybe, or maybe the sniper scalper. I don't know the name yet. But anyway, when we have a yellow arrow, that means that the stock, it may be fixing to go up. When we have a white arrow pointing up, that means it has a greater chance of going up. And the same thing in reverse. We'll still be playing the pullback with the support and resistance lines. I've also coded these arrows into an alert right here to let me know if there's an arrow present, just like this. So these alerts will be popping in to let me know if there's a white arrow or a yellow arrow. They should be popping in when these stocks start moving. And even down the list, I may see one that already has an arrow that may move later. Trying to get to the point where we just need one indicator, maybe two. We may only need this one and this one. And hopefully we can get it down to a point to where we only need to watch two things. Never trade off my screen. Sometimes my screen is delayed. Delays can cost you money. I am not a professional financial advisor. Never take my words to heart. Never use my words to make your decision to buy or sell stocks. I'm only here to demonstrate indicators that I build. I am a coder, and I've been trading since 1990. And I'll be marking out support and resistance levels and tell you the area where you should be planning your entries. It's going to be up to you to plan your exit. Of course, I would always plan them on a red candle coming down. I don't know about you, but that's how it works. This morning we'll be watching for volume spikes. Hopefully we'll get a couple of plays. I've been seeing a couple of stocks moving around. Hopefully we'll get a good one at market open at 6 a.m. Good morning, Rock. I need to kick this bug. It still got me pretty good, but I'll be all right. Still don't have my voice back. Thank you, Michael. Believe me, if I'm not here, something is really wrong, because I try to be here just as much as you want me to be here. But sometimes you just got to stop and take a break. And that's what I had to do. I don't know why my ThinkorSwim clock is off, but it is. Watching for percentages to move. Rock, I don't do any predicting of stocks. I just play the numbers. If they're spiking, we play them. I don't rely on the news. I let other people read the news. If it's good news, these numbers will move. It's kind of like a weatherman predicting it's going to rain and it never does. I saw a couple of them moving this morning. Hopefully they'll continue. Thank you, Eric. FLGC moving up. Let's see if we get a spike on it. And see if I can get a resistance and support level. If you're new here, if you notice these numbers, they'll be going up and down. That tells me there's buyers and sellers present. We'll be waiting on this stock to turn around. They'll be taking their profits here. There's not much money in it. Let's see if this is the turnaround point where they start taking profits, or do they buy up some more? We'll be watching for a long wick on the bottom of this candle. If the buyers come back in, they'll buy up what they're selling and drive it up even higher. Looking pretty weak at the moment. I'll go ahead and mark resistance and see if we break through it, or if we pull back down to support. Watch for the long wick on the bottom of this red candle and the breakthrough of $1.97 if the buyers come back in. So you want to plan your entry down here as low as you can, but you need to confirm that we have buyers coming in, and you can do that with the dominator by watching for these green bars to come in. These are also volume. This is our volume indicator right here. Also have the total, the volume up here for the pre-market. It's not exactly accurate, but it does let us know the numbers are moving. This one looks pretty weak. Not a lot of buyers present. So we don't chase green candles if we can avoid it. We wait for it to run up, wait for a few profit takers, then everybody else finds it, and we try to plan our entry down at the support. And once we do, the stock usually shoots up just as much as it did here. It's a lot safer entry. Looks like this one's just going to sell off here. I'm watching this blessing line coming down. Let's see if I can mark support here, if it'll bounce back up. This is actually not a play. There's not enough participants here. The volume is quite low. Only 12,000 on that last candle. We don't play those kind of stocks. We want to really see these numbers pumping. Going to take a look at SMFL. It's also moving up, another cheaper stock. Let's see if we get a pullback on it here. If this red candle closes, I will mark support. If it doesn't close, watch for the tail on the bottom of this red candle for the buyers driving it up even higher. This is also an entry point if you take your chances at it. But make sure we have lots of volume flow if you do. This red candle closes here, I will mark support. Another stock with not enough buyers, okay? Watch the current volume bar over there. It's pausing. That would be where you would plan an entry right there, but they don't have enough volume, so be very risky play, and it's only paying out pennies. Good morning, CC. Missed y'all too. So that is the bounce back up to resistance, but not a lot of money there. Did break through. That's the kind of plays we're looking for. But with something that pays a little bit more than a few pennies. Rock, I'll put the Discord link down there for you. I was watching the monitor at the current time. Didn't mean to ignore you. Thank you, YouTube. I'm getting better, just not fast as I want to. That's always the case, right? SMFL still trying to go up. Yeah, I want something with some profit behind it. Give me some quarters and 50-cent pieces. Nice run up on FLGC. That was our first one that popped up. This is what I'm saying about planning your entry down at support. It runs up a little bit. They take their profit. Other people see it running up and we bounce up. Sometimes higher than the first run. This is a lot safer entry because if you would have bought it here and it fell down here, you'd have probably got out and then it went up. That's most people's issue when they trade. So the safest way is wait on the pullback, see if other buyers see it, and then play it. I've been doing this play for many years. It's always worked out for me. Could be a second pullback on this stock. I don't trust them past two pullbacks. That third one's usually very rare. So you'd have planned your entry down here. Most important thing is learn how to put these support and resistance levels in, and you'll be on your way to success. Sometimes I'm a little bit late on them because I'm trying to watch the entire board. If I was trading on my own, I wouldn't miss them. Looks like SLRX may make a move up. It's definitely trying. The volume has died on it. But that doesn't mean more buyers won't come in and find it. FLGC still breaking up to the upside. So the second pullback did work on that stock. So when I call these stocks out, if you're interested in one and you see me change symbols, you should stick with it and keep playing it. I'm searching for the one that's going to make me a lot of money. So I may change on the one that you're interested in. So make sure you're set up on your own computer so you can keep watching the stock that you want to buy. FLGC still moving up slightly. If you've never traded pre-market before, it's a lot calmer market to trade in, sometimes way less volatile than after the market opens. Easy way to make money in the mornings. Thank you, Yatu. God bless you, brother. Looks like we're quieting down a little bit now. Good morning, Dawn. LGC still trying to get higher. Not a bad start for a Monday. We did have two cheaper stocks moving up. I didn't play either one of them. I don't know if you did or not, but at least we have some movement this morning. This would be a third pullback. This is the one I don't really trust. Red dominator bar. Let's see if we get a third pullback out of this stock. Not looking too promising with the blessing indicator. It's pointing south. Magoo, I agree with you, brother. At least it's moving this morning. Maybe we'll have some good news break at 7 Central Time. You're just popping in or you got here late, I highly suggest you try to be here at 6 a.m. Central Time. Usually our stock plays are right when the bell rings at 6 a.m. for pre-market open. And our second chance is usually around 7 a.m. Central Time. Sometimes we have some really high flyers right when the bell rings. Well, enjoy your coffee as we wait, or your lunch or your dinner. Depends on where you are. Looks like we may get a few more buyers on FLGC. I'm watching the My Blessing indicator turning north, or trying to. Watching the green dominator bars down below it, now half red. While we're not doing anything, there's 217 of you watching, but only 59 likes. Let's keep the ratings up on YouTube so I can keep this hour of streaming free. It pays me a little bit of money, makes it worth the effort. And I thank you very much for doing that. Good morning, Suave. It runs for 1 hour and it continues over on our Discord for our premium membership until 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Good morning, Delightful. And Iceman. What I do each morning, I teach you as much as I can of what I know, how I play the market. Teach you about these candles, these wicks, the body of the candles, these support and resistance levels, these indicators mainly, these spikes in the volume. And this is a new indicator I'm working on. Of course, it's a package. It's going to be the alert, the colored candles, the arrows set up. And I've incorporated this indicator into this system, trying to get to that master plan. I'll get there eventually. This takes a lot of brain work. I tried the free thing, but we grew so big, I had to start paying people to keep up with it. So I had to change. I gave it away for about 9 months. Tried relying on donations, but donations were so low, that didn't work. So not by choice, I had to start charging, but that's the best I can do. Bill, if you haven't loaded it in the last week and a half or two, go reload it again. I uploaded the exact one that I'm running. Dusty, we're getting up there close to 350 now. Thank you, Fumagoo. NASCAR, I could definitely grow the audience. The problem is you get thousands of questions a day, hundreds of people with indicator problems. I couldn't keep up with it, brother. I don't expect everybody else that has to help to do it for free. It takes time out of their trading as well. I get your point, but I just can't do it. Malik, I really don't understand your question. I'm sorting up here by clicking on the names. That's how I sort. So I can scatter them or sort them from top to bottom. You can sort by any column you have up here if you just click the names. So if you wanted to sort by the highest volume, you just need to click the name twice and it'll pop up the highest volume stock. I'm interested in volume spikes, so I'm sorted by volume spikes. I want to know the moment they start moving. Malik, are you running more than just the HMA indicator on the same chart? That's why you have so many arrows. You can go into one of the indicators by going to studies, edit studies, clicking the gear icon. And turn off the arrows down at the bottom if you don't want to see them on one of the indicators. After this live stream, if you can't figure it out, head over to Discord, send me a direct message. I'll walk you through it. It's not really hard. Not seeing MBRX on my scan. Oh, it's number one. I was looking too low, I guess. This one may have some money to it. Let's see what happens. Volume is very low on this stock. I'm watching the current bar volume at the top label. Starting to pick up a little bit now. I'll mark resistance here and see if we get a pullback on it. Watch for a tail on the bottom of this red candle. That would be the buyers coming in and buying up what they're selling. If this red candle closes, I will mark the support level. That's where you want to plan your entry. It's either down on the support level or watch for that long wick on the bottom of this red candle. But we must have lots of buyers coming in to drive it up just like that. Hopefully we get a little bit more than just a bump. Watching the dominator bars, nice, tall, and green. Looks like you may have to try to catch the top of this candle for profits. It's not a whole lot of volume. It's currently frozen a little bit. Buyers may come in, though. That can happen. Watching for another green dominator bar. Thank you, NASCAR, for calling that out. Thank you, Malik. We are pumping up a little bit here. Wished it had a lot more volume. I may click the mouse, but I don't trust it at this point. And then next thing I know, I'll turn around, it'll be like 850 or something, and wished I would have clicked it. But I don't chase them. Learn my lesson the hard way. Looks like we may pull back down to $7. My blessing indicator is red, a short red and green bar on Dominator Master. Bob, that can happen if we don't have enough volume. If they're just bouncing up and down and there's not really flowing highly on the volume, if you don't catch it just right, it can bite you. So we are back down to that 7. See if we break below it or bounce off of it. I'm thinking we're going down. You'll know when everybody's on a stock. This number will be really flying. These are just maybe it's going to go, so everybody's thinking maybe. That's why we only get these little 10-cent, 15-cent runs. When we have one that's really moving, it'll drive it up $1 or $2. That's the kind of I kind of wait on. They don't happen very often, but when they do, I make up for not trading. Good morning, Jimmy Bankston. Starting to feel like a Monday. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm getting better. I would say I'm 50 to 60% recovered. I want that 90%, 100%. I've been sick, Cody. Hung in there as long as I can. NASCAR, that's great that you're figuring out a system for yourself. That's the whole plan here, is to find your strategy. You don't have to follow mine, just follow the tools and figure it out. Create a plan and stick with it and perfect it. Thank you, Nature Therapy. That's where mine started, nasal drip, then it got into my lungs, then it took over my voice. I did go to the doc right at the beginning, didn't help much, but I did. You're welcome, Lester. I do, Dawn. Did you need to know about it, how it works? I'll go ahead and explain it for those that don't know. This is a momentum indicator for pre-market and market open. You can sort by it by clicking on the name. So anything that's slightly moving, this indicator looks back 30 minutes. So anything that's slightly moving, it's going to get a small number. And the more it starts moving, the higher up the number goes, and up the ladder it climbs. So up here is where you want to pay attention, or if you can happen to notice one coming up, it's a good time to open your eyes and maybe get a play on it. Also have one that looks back 50 minutes for when the market opens. I think FLGC's already done what it's going to do. It may move around a few times, retest the zones if you want to play it. You might can pick up a few cents there. This first initial run is what we're looking for right back here. To me, I call this the backside of the trade. Usually not that much money back here. You got that right, Double Dare. Patience is key. Don't just click the mouse on everything you see. Wait for the good one. Good morning, Hennessy. Glad to see you back up. Yeah, I know the feeling, Hennessy. I hate a thief. Looks like now's the time to go refresh the coffee cup. Yeah, we've been having 75 to 80 degrees, 60-degree nights. Been pretty nice weather. Our winter's over. It's been over for a while. I think our winter lasts about 6 weeks. Good morning, Benjamin. Getting closer to that 7 o'clock hour, about 11 minutes to go, 10 and a half. That's our next opportunity for news to come out. We're supposed to get some scattered showers today, but I live by the lake, and the warmth of that lake tends to push the clouds around us. It's not a lake, it's the upper Galveston Bay. So right when you think you're fixing to get a good rain to water the yard, it goes around you. MLGO. Not seeing it anywhere. And I'll type it in and it'll pop up. Right there, number 2. See how blind I am? Wonder why that didn't pop up sooner, or was it sitting there and I never saw it? Looks really good. Blessing looks good. Green bars on Dominator. Let's see if we get a pullback on it. It could continue to go. Watch the Dominator bars for it to turn green. Looks like profit takers coming in. Let's see if the buyers buy it right up. Looks like they are. Should see a green bar here if the buyers take over. It's not a whole lot of volume. It's a dangerous play at this point. But other people could find it and drive it up even more. That's kind of what we're waiting on. Might not get a pullback, maybe a small one. Let's see if we break below that line or above it. Looks like we're going to sell off. Long tail on the bottom for a second. That would be the buyers buying up what they're selling. Dominator bars are pretty short. That means volume has slacked off. Taller dominator bar now in green. Going to move this bottom support level. I'm going to bring it down to here. Not liking the blessing indicator pointing south. Green dominator bar, they're trying to push it up. Yep, my blessing indicator is a lifesaver. Yeah, we need something more than a pump. We need some news come out, some really good news, something to really drive it. It needs some catalyst behind it. Right now, I think we're just running into a bunch of people maybe hoping one's going to go up. They buy a little bit, somebody else comes in and buys behind them. Then we run out of volume and they drop. Suave, that's why you need to be set up on your own machine. Never trade off of mine, they get delayed. Looks like a few buyers coming into MLGO. Not a whole bunch though. All right, guys, this hour's up. I'm going to have to let you go. I appreciate you joining me this morning. If you haven't joined my Discord channel, there's the link down there in the description. I'm going to transfer over to the premium membership. I appreciate you joining me this morning, and God bless. Be safe in your trading. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Goodbye.